Welcome to a little tutorial of how you tank in Hell Let Loose. Well, obviously, you have to either create or join an armor squad and deploy. You can deploy in HQ or garrisons. You will always be a commander when you create a unit, obviously. And for the sake of it, for the fun of it, we're gonna use Stewart. Hold E to start your engine as driver. The tanking in Hell Let Loose, you got 4 forward gears and a reverse. And W is always the throttle, that's either forward or backward depending on the gear. And S brake, and turn is A and D. You will not turn just by pressing A and D, you have to have a throttle in, either reverse or forward. So, gear up, left shift, gear down, control. So let's start moving this thing. W. C slow, first gear, shift up, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. First and second gear is mostly used for maneuvering and kind of in between small roads or station your tank for assault. And third and fourth gear is usually mostly for moving around quickly. So one great thing to know regarding startup, or actually getting away quick with the tank, you see this gauge in the bottom, the little one that is white, and where you see the gear, that's the RPM gauge. You have to be over 2 RPMs to actually speed up when you're changing gear. So you can move with second gear immediately, but if you change gear, you can't actually speed up. So here's a tip for speeding up really fast. It's good for evading combat, evading AT, etc. Just always also remember to have first gear in, always, or A gear in, so you can evade easy. And this tip is, you throttle up first gear, just when you see it reaches over 2 RPMs, you just hold down shift until you reach the final gear. That means you have revved up your engine and you're able to accelerate all kind of numbers. As you see, it's really not hard controlling the tank. The tanks are manned with 3 guys, driver, gunner, and a commander. The driver, as obviously, is driving the tank, and he also have a little hull turret that he can use for suppressing enemies, killing enemies also. And this hull turret actually have a aiming aid. On the bottom right, just above, there is a little rectangle with a small white dot. This is actually where the whole turret is aiming. So you can see it's up on there in the middle, it's in the middle on the right side, and you can see it move. This corresponds to the driver's window. So if you know that, oh, I have infantry coming up on my uh, middle left, I can just simply view that little dot and place it roughly where it is and start to shoot, and then use it as an aid. Tanks can... Ooh. Ooh. Tanks can, but obviously I can't drive. Can push over any kind of fences. There are no obstacles. Hedgerows, like this one, will make tanks usually actually have to cross over. And I recommend not to have any gear above 3 for that, or you can get stuck. And the best way to stop a tank is actually not to brake. That will cause the turret to rapidly go down, and the gunner will not be able to see his enemies. A good way to stop a tank is just simply to close down. This tank is actually a bit worse, but usually that's the case. And obviously small tanks are faster than large tank. Small tanks usually have a speed of 30 and bigger tanks have 20 or 25. And as you also see in the bottom right corner, you have those 3 spots: the commander, gunner, and driver. You can switch between the seats. If it's well, you can switch to it with the F1, F2, F3 keys. Another thing in the HUD that is quite important is the middle bottom. You have 3 white symbols there: a turret symbol, a track symbol, and a tank kind of destruction symbol. The turret means if this is red and destroyed, you will not be able to shoot. The tracks is you will only be able to put in first gear or reverse, so you will be very much immobilized and easy to target. And finally, the right one, the tank with a destruction symbol on top. That's the actual overall health symbol. When this reaches, well, when it goes black, your tank is dead. enemy tanks. Also in the HUD, in the middle bottom, you see it's a guide for where your turret is located. Be aware that the turret actually can get stuck on poles and trees. So if you have your turret, 90 degrees according to the tank's movements, or you will be stuck. It will be kind of putting your tank at risk. Was obviously the wrong way, but let's see if I can move across here. Wasn't this a great tank right? Here you go. I have found an enemy tank. Let's switch over to a gunner. So, you have two different types of ammo, armor piercing and HE. HE cannot destroy anything on a tank or damage tank. It's only for infantry. He also have a coax gun on his turret. To reload, select your shell type and press R. You move the turret with W, up, A, left, S, down, and D, right. Areas to hit on an enemy tank is usually, which is kind of weird, on the turret, mantlet, on front of the tracks, or the tracks, because the middle here will not, okay, that one actually did, but that's because the tank is a very low rank. Usually that will not make it damage, but you will know if you have damaged the tank if you see either fire or, sparks flying out where you hit it. Let's hit the tracks. You see it's flying off some sparks, that means you have damaged it. And let's shoot the turret. That's also damaged. And another one for the other side, just to not hit the same. And one more hit for the track. And this tank should actually almost be dead. Roughly takes 4 to 6 shots on a turret on this light tank. And as in real life, bullets or shells does reflect from bodies depending on how you are faced towards a tank. You saw that I actually did damage it here. That's because I'm almost perpendicular to the tank's armor. And that tank is also very low, a very small armor. So let's try the angle. Where I might not be able to penetrate. Let's see here. I'm gonna shoot the same thing again. And it actually did not damage it now. You see, it's not burning. It just sounded very hard. Let's shoot the tracks. See, it reflected. Doesn't show any damage. Let's shoot directly in front here. Now you see it went to damage the tank. Let's shoot on the mantlet. Actually, what happened now, it ricocheted onto the barrel. That doesn't actually do anything. Shoot again. Turret. That actually damaged the turret. And see here, actually armor did not damage it. You kind of will hear if you have ricochet. It will actually sound quite loud compared to a shell that hits and destroys it. And just because this tank is a small tank doesn't mean that you'll be able to kill bigger tanks. It's possible. The gunner can, as you see, have different zooming capabilities. With his optics. Ooh, actually what I see here is a tiger. This will be a bit rough, but I'm gonna try to destroy it. First off, I'm perpendicular to it. This is not a good way for hitting a tiger, but let's hit the tracks. It did damage it. And take the next track. It's damaged. And another tracks. It's damaged. Let's try one on the mantlets. That one actually did not do anything with it. And it's actually quite hard to make a penetration on the tiger turret. I do not sorry, recommend it. Let's find a different angle. Because we're gonna shoot it from behind. Oops. Damage. 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 And I actually might blow up now. But no, only he did. That's fun, right? And somehow this tank actually immediately spawned, which is not normal. Usually it's 5 minutes. So as you see, it's actually easy to kill things. But it's first shot, first kill. he can one-shot you, you can one-shot him. It takes 6 to 8 rounds, if I remember right, for a Tiger, or actually almost any tank. Usually more for a Tiger, or a bigger tank. Also depends on where you hit them. Tracks, not so much. In the actual rear, very much damage. While they actually can one-shot or two-shot you and kill you instantly. Almost in every tank. So there are, of course, purposes for each tank type. Another tank. And remember to press R. Reload. And 6. And 8. No, 7. And 8. And 9. And very good. That was very many rounds. And for the finale, very short finale, the tank commander seat. You get a window, as normal, and you also have a periscope with the mouse scroll. This is the only one, and it looks the same on all tanks. This is the only seat that can actually see around everywhere, and the optics in it is actually a bit too good, according to me. He can see very detailed. So he can tell, oh crap, we have a 80 guy behind us. He's shooting behind us. He can say, aim your tank there so it will be hard to hit, or just flee in road, on road. So this seat is actually best for actually commanding the entire tank, where to go, where to aim. Tip is to say, turret, aim 350, tank 350. The driver do nothing. The turret can traverse and find his bearings. Let's say he said 300. Pong, he have found it. Commander might say, driver, position tank west, front west. Then he will face his front west. Remember, there's a turret ring showing where the turret is and where the front is. The front is that little triangle. And the principle is the same for all tanks. They just have different guns, different armor, and different speeds. That's the only thing. And they take different kind of resources. Thank you for watching, and hope you have learned something.